Welcome seekers, you have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. If you are a subscribed member, then welcome back. And if you are new, consider subscribing to this channel. This channel is dedicated to pick a card readings. And subscribe so that you can be made aware whenever I upload a new pick a card video. Also, I just want to make you seekers aware, I am offering private readings at this time. You will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is down below so that you can place your private readings request. All right, so today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. The title is there negative energy around you? Is there evil eye at play, jealousy, envy? So I'm not going to give too much information on what I believe of this right now. We're just going to get into your readings. But, there's definitely a lot to talk about here. And I'm excited to get started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and select our groups. In front of you, seekers, you have 3 groups. You have group number 1. Let me show you the artwork associated with your group. This is group number 1. Okay. This is group number 2, and this is the artwork associated with your group. And this over here is group number 3, and this is the artwork. Whoops. You saw nothing. This is the artwork for group 3. All right. So go ahead and take a moment and select the group that calls to you the most. I am going to include the timestamps in the description below. Welcome group number 1 to today's pick a card tarot reading, answering the question, is there negative energy around you? Is evil eye at play, jealousy, envy, etc.? Now before we get started, just a quick reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. You will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is down below. All right, so we're going to start with a theme, the theme of your reading. And so this theme is going to come from the Energy Oracle cards, okay? Having used this deck in a very long time, I just felt it called to me today. So we're going to use that. Let's see what your energy card is. You've got the man holding a heart. That is very interesting. The man holding a heart is your theme for this reading. We're going to need to put more cards around this to really fully understand the symbolism here. And we will do that now. Now, the second card is from the Wishcraft. So here we go. It's Wishcraft. Use the magic starts here from Stacey DeMarco. So we're going to go ahead and see what your theme is, like a full understanding of it. Let's see. Okay, so the message from the Wishcraft is follow the moon. I love flowing through the magical cycles. Okay, interesting. We're going to go ahead and throw some tarot to get a deep understanding. But I got to be honest with you. So far for you, group number 1, to answer the question, is there negative energy around you? I feel like the only negative energy that might be surrounding you is the energy that you yourself might be putting out into the world. And so what I mean by this is it's negative thought, it's negative thinking, it's just a negative outlook. It's thinking that time is working against you. It's thinking that time is running out. It's thinking that I will not have what I desire. It's thinking that love will leave me or that I will be abandoned, right? So we have this strong energy here of love, right? And the flowing of that energy and the magic of that energy. And so, it's further exemplified by a man holding a heart. And so it almost feels like there's a desire for this, right? There's a desire for a deep connection. And there is a fear there of not having it so far. So that's what I'm kind of picking up on for you, group number 1. We're going to have to go ahead and throw some tarot to get some further understanding. But for some of you, this is very true so far. Let's go ahead and throw some tarot. We're going to use the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Let me show you guys the box. I don't use this deck all that often. It's a bit dark. It's a bit there's a little bit of chaos with this deck, and it's perfect for an energy, negative energy reading, an evil eye reading. So we're gonna go ahead and use it. I just felt to use this deck today, so we're gonna go ahead and shuffle. We're going to ask Spirit the very important question: is there negative energy surrounding group number 1, Spirit? And what do they need to know about this? Is there negative energy surrounding them? What's going on energetically around them? Okay. Wow. So this is a very deep reading. We're gonna throw some oracles to get some further messages, but so far I got to tell you guys, this is a very deep reading, very powerful reading as well. So what we have here is we start with the 5 of Swords reversed, and then we move on to the Empress. And the question there was, what's going on around this group energetically? And what I feel is that there is abundance around you. There is youth. There is prosperity. There is newness. You know, you have the Empress, right? And so the Empress is the energy of just fruitfulness, right? This is pregnancy. This is just a field that generates an incredible fruit. This is prosperity in all its ways. This is, you know, youth. This is having just this ability to generate wealth for yourself. And if it, you know, when I look at that card, I feel like that is what's around you. That is what's being given to you, or essentially that is what's already been given to you. But with the 5 of Swords, there is trouble accepting it on your part. And so it almost feels like your mind is telling you, no, this can be taken away, or no, it's not really what it seems, and things are going to get worse. And so there's this kind of negative thinking going on here. And what that negative thinking is actually doing is it's blocking you in some ways. You know, you can't see the beauty that surrounds you. You can't see that there are blessings that have been given to you that unfortunately have not been given to other people. Also, there are blessings that are trying to find their way to you, but your inability to accept, to just, you know, release that kind of negative way of thinking has gotten in the way of you accepting that. And so this energy is trying to flow into your life, this positive, beautiful, blissful, magical energy. There's a magical cycle that's about to be made known to you. But unfortunately, for some of you, there's this hesitation to accept it. And there's this mental blockage. And so, you know, the negative energy that's surrounding you is your own. And this is very difficult to hear, but it is your own. And so, you know, I don't see any kind of indication here with the tarot that anyone's jealousy or envy or, you know, evil eye can affect you. You're not that kind of person, right? Energetically, you are not that kind of person. You will not be affected by this. And so one of the things that I'm seeing here is with the Justice card is cosmic justice. So you weren't brought to this planet, to this earth, to be affected by by an exterior kind of negative energy. There is cosmic balance at play with you. There is a cosmic order. There is a cosmic justice. And so, you know, what this energy is telling you is nothing will affect you. The only thing that can affect you is yourself. The only thing that can get in the way of your success and your blessings is your own mind. So, you know, you have to be very, very wary of this. You have to do a little bit of work. Whenever you feel those negative thoughts coming, whenever you feel like things aren't working out precisely, you know, as you wanted to, you have to understand this is just a very minor inconvenience. It's not here to stay, it's here to pass. It's a minor inconvenience. In reality, what you have is the Empress upright. And the Empress is a very important major arcana, and it takes precedence takes precedence over this Six of Wands reversed and this Five of Swords reversed. It takes precedence over those, negative experiences that you might be going through, or negative thought patterns, or just a negative way of being for this moment. It takes precedence because it's essentially what's around you. It's what's there to be essentially grabbed, right? So, I get the feeling for some of you that you just aren't able to fully understand and see the blessings that have already been given to you. Also, for some of you, your negative thoughts, negative thinking, negative outlook, pessimism is leading you to not being able to unlock further magical cycles that want to essentially be unlocked. So it's leading you, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your fears and your worries are becoming a reality. And so this is the kind of thinking that kind of puts you in a place where you just can't move forward and be successful. So again, this isn't to scare you or anything. Obviously, there's a lot of good news in this reading. I mean, this is a very positive reading. But the transformative message here is that you have to get out of your own way. You have to get out of that negative thought, pessimism, thinking that you're going to forever be bored, or you're going to forever be in this job, or you're going to forever be unhappy, or you're going to miss out on love. And honestly, there's a huge love theme going on here. So a lot of your limitations and a lot of your heartaches and mental torment and blockages might be finding love, right? You have a man holding a heart, and what I see with that man is someone that's willing to come and get in one knee and ask you, will you marry me? Right? And so you're worried if that doesn't happen. I want it to happen because then we can have a wedding and we can put it on Instagram and everybody can see how happy we are, right? It's like, for some of you, it's gotten that bad to the point where the fact that you're so fearful and hesitant and so afraid that this is not going to happen, that true love doesn't exist, that all of this is just crap, it's really getting in the way of your happiness, and it's getting in the way of you being able to unlock this, right? Remember, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you worry about something so much, if you're constantly thinking about it, if this is your state of being to the point that you feel like this is true, then it will become true in your life. So keep in mind, I want to remind you about this beautiful Justice card here. So there is a cosmic order, there's a cosmic balance at play in your life. Anything that you do will be in some ways weighed for you or against you. So make sure that you are using your thoughts for good. Make sure that you are using your energy to keep moving forward, to actually work and manifest what you want to manifest. Because I do see here with this Six of Wands reversed that the setbacks that you are experiencing, the minor inconveniences, are all a product of your way of thinking with this Five of Swords. Okay? So that's why you've got this card in reverse, right? This is the card of victory. This is the card of success. This is the card of achievement. This is a card of being able to move forward dynamically, right? And so what you have here is a warrior coming into his village and everyone around them clapping, and they're in awe of the fact that this warrior has been victorious on the battlefield. And so the fact that it's reversed tells me that, if you've been experiencing minor inconveniences, if this has not occurred yet, it's important for you to check in with yourself. And so what we have here is also the Princess of Swords. And so this princess is someone who knows exactly what they want. This is someone who is aware of how the world works, how energy works, what they need to do to actually manifest that greatness that they want in their lives. So with this Princess of Swords by your side, you're being reminded to think clearly, think positively, think thoughts of victory and success, and it will be given to you. All right, and so obviously we do have minor inconveniences here. So it is talking about you going through possibly some periods of doubt and fears and anxieties, and maybe exterior situations have led to you essentially being this way or thinking this way. But with the Empress here, you're being told that everything that you want and desire is already around you. It's already been written. It's already been given. It's already been assigned. It's yours. Only you can get in the way of that. So no, there's no exterior force keeping you down. There's no evil eye that's essentially getting in the way of your success. None of that can hurt you or affect you. Energetically, you are above that. There is a cosmic order at play in your life. The only person that can get in the way of your success is yourself. Okay? So let's see if maybe we can get a little more information. We're going to throw some oracle cards, and we're going to see what the oracle cards tell us. So we're going to start with the Sacred Light by Anna Stark. This is actually a new oracle deck, which has become one of my new favorite oracle decks because it's just filled with information and knowledge, and I love the artwork. But let's go ahead and take a look and see. Spirit guides. Okay. So I think we've got a little guidance here. Your spirit guides now want to talk to you. So we've got the Spirit Guides card, and the keywords attached to this card are looking for signs, philosophical discussion, and supervision. Spirit guides. Okay. So when I look at this card and I try and connect with this card, what I am seeing is that your spirit guides want to communicate with you. They want to guide you. They want to assist you. They're going to lead you out of these minor inconveniences. They're going to show you ways of being able to be successful and victorious. But they need something from you. They need you to be aware. They need you to look for the signs. They need you to quiet your mind and just take in what you see. And so what I feel that's going on with some of you is that there's this chaotic way of thinking. Like your thoughts are scattered. You're constantly thinking of what can be or what isn't. And so you can't get out of your head. Your mind is constantly attacking you and just reminding you of things. And so this kind of chaotic mental energy is really depleting you. And so you're not able to pick up on the signs. You're not able to pick up on the messages that your spirit guides are trying to send you so that you can work your way out of this. And so this reading right now is a very powerful message from your spirit guides. This is your spirit guides telling you, I'm sending you the right people, I'm sending you the right messages so that you can overcome this limitation and you can see clearly, so that your eyes can be open and so that you can understand that there is true prosperity to be had right now at this time in your life. And so, philosophical discussions is the second keyword there. It almost feels like you're being asked to potentially explore different ways of thinking. You are being asked to do a little bit more research in this area. One thing is how energy affects you, how your mind can attack, your future goals and ambitions. And so there's some literature out there that can essentially help you in this area. Maybe some psychological, behavioral psychology literature that can help you understand how you can control your mind. And so these things will in some ways assist you. And it almost seems like your spirit guides are telling you, if you put in the work and you try and better yourself mentally, and you're going to start seeing our energy, our power manifested in that literature, so that you can be transformed, so that you can understand what it is that you need to do next, right? Then the last key word with the Spirit Guides card is supervision. And so there's a sense of your Spirit Guide saying, we're going to supervise you. We are supervising you. We're looking at what you're doing. We're seeing exactly what you are manifesting, what your worries are, what your anxieties are. And we know what you want, and we know exactly how it's going to happen for you. And we want to reveal it to you, but it's important for you to take the necessary steps to improve yourself at this time. All right? Interesting card. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a Pure Magic Oracle. This is another Oracle deck that I don't really use, but it's a very powerful one. So the Pure Magic Oracle, let's go ahead and throw just one card and see what message we get. Silts. Okay, so we've got here a message, and the message and the key words with this card is peace, agent of change, impact, importance. Okay, interesting. So, what this card is telling is about the importance of this reading, okay? It's talking about the importance of actually changing your thought patterns. This is, I feel, for a lot of you, the one thing that's going to make you or break you, right? We always ask ourselves, are we going to make it? Are we going to achieve our dreams? Are we going to manifest glory and greatness for ourselves, right? That's the question that we asked ourselves. Are we going to have what we want? A lot of you, it's this man holding a heart, this love, right? Are we going to achieve that? And so with this card, you're being told, have peace, it will happen. But you must be an agent of change for yourself, for your mental state. It will have an impact in your life. And this is of great importance. And so you are responsible energetically for this. It's important for you to address this very carefully and understand that in order for you to have it, you must see it. You must visualize it. You must act as if it already exists. And also, if there's any kind of negative thought that might come, any kind of pattern that you might fall into that's very negative and pessimistic, you must address it. You can do it energetically. There's ways and methods through philosophical discussions and trainings that you can use to help you and assist you. But you do have to put in the work. This isn't just going to happen if you just sit around and do nothing, right? If you just keep on with the negative thoughts, there's always going to be a but. And you know, it's important for you to address this because your spirit guides are confirming with this card that this is incredibly important. This is something that's going to leave a huge impact in your life. And so in order for you to achieve your goals and your ambitions, to have what you want, you must be able to be an agent of change for yourself. All right? So we're going to throw one more oracle card, the Priestess of Light. We're going to see what the Priestess of Light wants to share with you. The Priestess of Light Oracle. That's what it's called. Let's shuffle. And we're going to throw two. We're going to throw two Priestess of Light cards. The first one, telepathy, transmission. The second one, adjustments. Okay. So look at this. So the first card is telepathy, transmission, perception, communication. Okay, so this is just a confirmation of what's already been told to you or essentially communicated to you through this reading. You are going to start receiving information from your spirit guides. You are going to be able to start perceiving things. You are going to in some ways perceive this energy of change, an energy of expansion. And so it's important for you to listen to it. Start trusting in yourself a little more. Stop second guessing yourself. Listen to your intuition when you're being pulled in a certain direction. This is messages from your spirit guides that they want you to act on. Okay? So perception, communication, transmission, they will be given to you. And then adjustments is the final message. And adjustments is talking about looking back and moving forward. Okay, so it's almost like you're being told to go through a period of examination of what's already happened. Potentially start by journaling, looking at the thought processes and the fears that you are experiencing and that you can't let go. Write it down in a journal and then say, this will no longer bother me today. And then just close that journal and move away from it. Just put it away, right? That will no longer hinder you. There is a new outlook in your life. There's a new prosperous energy. There are new and exciting things coming for you. And so you must act as if it's already here because it is. You just haven't opened your mind up to it just yet, but you will. All right? So that is what I see with group number 1. I hope that you seekers enjoyed this reading. Don't forget, I am offering private readings at this time. You will have to go through my Etsy store if that you're interested. The link is down below. Also, I want to hear from you seekers. Please comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the reading. I've been writing back. If you've left a comment, you know I've been writing and responding to all of you. I love reading your comments and your beautiful words. Keeps me going. If you have any insight, I love to hear any ideas for future picket cards. Love to hear those ideas. Don't forget to give the video a like as well. Like to help the algorithm. Thank you, seekers, for your love, your support, and bye-bye. welcome group number 2 to your pick a card tarot reading, and we're going to try and answer the question, is there negative energy around you? Is there evil eye at play, jealousy, envy, etc.? Now before we get started, just a quick reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. You will have to go through my Etsy store, the link is down below, to place your private reading request. Alright, so we're going to start by revealing 2 oracle cards that are going to represent the theme of today's reading. We're going to start with the Energy Oracle. I haven't used this deck in a long time, but we are going to use it today. Let's take a look. You've got the Sun, and you have it upright. That is a beautiful card. Alright, so we're going to put it down for now. Let's reveal the other Oracle card, and this comes from the Wishcraft Oracle. Alright. Let's see what we get here. You picked the unicorn. Beautiful. The message here is, I share my world with animals which have all kinds of strengths. Be an animal. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so this is a very interesting energy. There is a very positive energy here. And so, you know, we are going to have to throw some tarot cards to get a further understanding of this energy, but I feel, to be quite honest with you, that it's almost like if there is no negative energy around you when you look at these cards. There is nothing that you need to even worry about as far as negative energy or evil eye or darkness surrounding you. I mean, you know, you have the Sun. The very first card of that Energy Oracle deck, it's the Sun. It's the ultimate card of brightness, lightness. You know, there's this ecstatic kind of energy with this card, and there's just happiness, there's joy. You know, there's no darkness or shadows when the sun is shining, especially, you know, in this illustration, right? You have here essentially a fairy. She's filled with magic, and you know, it's like she's in her home and she's just very prosperous, and there's nothing surrounding her that can affect her, right? And then, you know, you have this other card that talks about, I share my world with animals, right? Which have all kinds of strings. And so it almost feels like you have people around you energetically that are actually protecting you and helping you. You know, you did not reincarnate and come to this world to experience any kind of negative energy or evil eye or darkness from anyone. And so there is no reason for you to feel like there is anything that's working against you or is trying to energetically zap you of your happiness and joy, because what I see here is an abundance of that happiness and that joy. So beautiful. Let's go ahead and throw some tarot. We're going to use a very special tarot deck today. It's called the Heaven and Earth Tarot. It's a very dark and gloomy kind of deck, excellent for shadow work, as well as just readings like this talking about negative energy. So we're going to use this deck, and we're going to see what it reveals for us. Let's see essentially what is coming. Is there anything that needs to be revealed? First card is the King of Swords. Alright, interesting. Okay, what else? I really like this reading. My goodness. You know, you've got a lot of magic surrounding you, and it's funny that you picked this card, the unicorn card, because that's what the unicorns are. They're pure magic. There's a sense of true bliss, you know. And so it's funny that you picked that card, because this reading represents that energy so beautifully and so just dynamically. And so we start with the King of Swords, right? And what the King of Swords is revealing is that your life is going to be a series of choices. You're going to, in many ways, attract a lot of things into your life that are going to help you move forward and be prosperous in every way. I feel like there's a lot of support around you. Right? There is definitely some support around you. There's people that want to help you. There's people that want to work with you. There's people that want to essentially lift you up so that you can be successful, and in the same way they can be successful. So it's almost like a union of intellectuals working together to make something happen, to form a community, to form something that is going to assist and help and expand this beautiful planet of ours further into what's coming next. And so what I feel is that you are going to have a lot of peace. A lot of peace is coming into your life. Also choices. So you're going to have choices that are coming up. We have here a woman who is blindfolded. She has power in her right hand and her left hand. Okay. Now she needs to decide how to best use that power. Does she make this move? Does she make that move? Why should she do it? And the message here is to have peace. As you can see, that is essentially what the key word attached to this card. Peace. So have peace in your decision making. I feel that the only darkness that can befall you is your insecurities, right? And your inability to make a decision. And so I feel like energetically there's actually going to be a lot of positive energy around you. And potentially there already is a lot of this positive energy. So one thing that I feel is a bit of a warning here is that if you ever feel like there are any kind of minor inconveniences, or if you feel like maybe, energetically you feel depleted, or maybe you feel like you're not successful or you don't have what you want, which is why you've got the Six of Wands reversed, it is because of your decision making. So I think that your inability to make a decision might lead you to this kind of temporary setback. So it's important for you to make decisions, right? Make them early on, tackle what you need to tackle, and you are going to have success. And there is an incredible amount of just successful energy surrounding you. You're going to have people that want to help you and assist you, friends that want to move you forward dynamically and beautifully. There's just so much around you, and I feel that for some of you, you are going to have some kind of company. And what I mean by company is, you are going to be the head of a company. You're going to start a business, and you're going to have a lot of employees that are going to work with you, that are going to work to help you, that are going to work to assist you in moving that company forward and being successful. And you're going to attract these knights into your space, into your company, that are going to want to move forward and be victorious together, right? So, group number 2, there is a great destiny, I think, with a lot of you. There's definitely a great destiny. There's a great opportunity. So to answer the question, is there negative energy surrounding you? 100% no. No. You were not brought into this world to suffer. You were not brought into this world to be beholden to anyone. You weren't brought into this world to have any kind of disaster befall you because of someone else's negative energies or intention towards you. You are protected. You are 100% protected. And I feel that there are warriors around you, quite literally, that want to offer you protection. There's people that have been placed around you, whether it just be, your law enforcement, whether it be your friends, whether it be your family, whether it be your employees. It almost feels like energetically, the people around you want to protect you and they want to shield you against harm. And so one of the reasons why is because you yourself are going to hold, or are currently holding, great power, great insight. I feel like you have a lot of great ideas, and these ideas are going to generate even more ideas, and you're going to be someone who's very, very successful. So the advice is for you to have this energy of abundance. I think that, it's funny because this reading is very similar to group number 1, very, very similar. And I feel like group number 1 was a little worse when it came to, negative thinking. I think that you don't have that negative thinking. I think that you are someone who is positive. You have a positive outlook. You have this sense of joy and dynamism, and you take every day, you know, one step at a time, and there's a sense of magic and wonder inside of you, which keeps you in a state of positivity. Where group number one, they were very, very, very negative, very pessimistic, right? So that's kind of the difference. But what I feel that's going on here is that the only thing that can maybe set you back temporarily is your decision making. Make sure that you're making decisions, right? Don't just stay stuck, or don't say, okay, I don't know what to do in this situation, so I'm just going to ignore it. Don't do that. Make a decision early on, okay? Be decisive. That is the one thing that might get in the way of your success, your abundance, your achievements, not making decisions. Also, you know, with the Three of Cups, you're almost being told to just make sure that you're vibrating in this beautiful frequency of the Three of Cups as much as you can. And this is the card of celebrations. This is the card of having fun. This is the card of enjoyment. You know, this is the card of just going out with friends and, you know, having a little drink, talking about, you know, experiences, and just having a good time, putting on some tunes and just jamming out to it, right? Enjoying yourself as much as possible. And so this will increase your vibration. This will help you and assist you. It'll help your mental state. It'll help your decision making. If you are confronted with a situation where you don't know what to do, because I do feel that that is actually something that's showing up here. That's the only shadow that's showing up. That's the only negative energy that's being shown to us, right? And this negative energy comes from you. And so the way to address this is to, number one, if it's too challenging, you don't know what to do, you have no idea what decision to make, give it a day. Go out, celebrate, have some fun, enjoy yourself. The next day, sit down, go over it again, right? It's almost like if, you know, you might actually get the answer in one of your going out and having fun experiences. So make sure that you're doing that, and you will have victory in pretty much any area of your life. I mean, my goodness, you know, it's like there's hardly anything to really talk about here as far as shadows and darkness and negative energy. There's just so much positivity surrounding you, really, that you are going to be victorious. It's not even a doubt. With this reading, there's not a doubt in my mind that you will overcome any kind of darkness, any kind of problems, any kind of temporary inconveniences. You will overcome it very dynamically, and you have assistance. See, that's the thing. You have assistance with these knights, Knight of Wands, these king of swords. So there's a sense of assistance from this divine male kind of energy. You know, we do have the King of Swords and then the Knight of Wands. So, you know, again, these could be employees, this could be a partner, this could be your future, you know, husband, or your future person, or it could just represent an aspect of that person, right? But these people are here to help you and assist you. You know, they're going to help you in every way. And so with the Three of Cups, the key word associated with it is abundance. And that is what is yours to have, right? You are going to have that abundance in every way. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. Let's see if we can get some further information. So we're going to start with the Sacred Light Oracle. And, you know, the Sacred Light Oracle is one of the newer oracle cards. So they're quickly becoming my favorites because of just the symbolism attached to them. But let's go ahead and see if we can get some further messages from these oracle cards. Oh, wow. You've got spirit guides now. My goodness. This was the exact same oracle card that group number one got. Again, very similar, but less shadows, which is interesting. So, okay, spirit guides. So with the spirit guides, what you're getting here is looking for signs, philosophical discussion, and supervision. And so the meaning of this card is that your spirit guides want to help you, want to help you move forward, want to help you move in a very dynamic kind of way. And so in many ways, what you're being asked to do here is to quiet your mind and start looking for the symbolism in things. Start looking for the signs in things. You know, so if certain things happen, if you start seeing a certain number, or if you start seeing a certain pattern, or if you start feeling a certain way, tuning into your emotions, if you start feeling a certain way, you know, ask your spirit guides why. Also, one other thing that I'm seeing here with this philosophical discussion is that there is philosophical work and writings that potentially have something to offer you energetically, that can expand your mind and can expand your way of thinking and can help you address this problem that you have here, where you have a tough time making decisions, right? So maybe potentially behavioral psychology might help. That might offer you some techniques as to potentially why this is going on and techniques to overcome it. Also, the last key word with these spirit guides is supervision. And so what they are telling you is that they're watching you. They're watching everything that you're doing. They know what you want. They know what your desires are. They know what the limitations around you are. They understand. And there is a process, there is a journey that needs to be taken, and they are willing to walk and hold your hand and just be with you throughout this whole experience. So your spirit guides are close. They're showing up in this reading, and they're essentially telling you, don't worry, we see you, we know what you want, we know exactly what's going on. We're going to try and bring about an energy of expansion and success for you, right? And I do see it here. There's people that are going to show up that are going to help you. And there's very little shadows as far as, you actually being able to tap into this energy and receiving it. So, it almost feels like you were already victorious. You were already successful. Like these things are on their way to you. And they're going to supervise it and make sure that there is an easy transition and that there is further expansion in this area. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a Pure Magic Oracle. This is one of those decks that I don't use that often, but we are going to use it today. So we're going to shuffle, and we're going to throw one card. Mantra Medicine. Look at this. You've got Mantra Medicine. This is Command, Song, Incantation, Containment. Oh, wow. So this is interesting. So you're being told to utilize a certain kind of method to overcome this decision making that you have here, right? So that you can feel peace and to overcome any kind of minor setback or inconveniences that come your way. Number one is command, right? And I feel like that command is essentially you using your voice to say, this will not hinder me, this will not bother me, this will be gone from me, right? You command for this problem or limitation to go away. You command for the right answers to come to you. You use your voice, right? That's essentially what a song represents. Also, I feel like maybe potentially with that second keyword, song, you're being asked to vibrate in this higher frequency. And so there's music that might get you to that state. There is certain songs that might place you in this kind of state of true prosperity or manifestation, or there's definitely a ways of increasing your frequency so that it'll help you make decisions and it'll help you essentially know what you need to do next. So the third keyword there is incantation. So start uttering words of victory, start uttering words of success in everything, right? Something happens that you essentially don't like or you want for that thing to change, make sure that you're uttering victory on it. Say, you will change, you will not bother me, you will go away, I will have victory, things like that, right? You get the idea. And the last word is containment. And so with containment, what I feel is that sometimes, when things don't go our way, we tend to be very self-destructive, right? We tend to just focus in on that thing and we obsess over it. And why did that happen? And that should not have happened. And so you're being asked to, in some ways, understand that this is just here to essentially hinder you for just a little bit. And there will come a time where it will not bother you anymore. It will leave you because you are destined to be successful in this life. And you are destined to, in many ways, just feel joy, feel this sense of ecstasy, which is why the theme of your reading is the sun. All right? So let's go ahead and throw two more oracle cards. And these are from the Priestess of Light Oracle. Let me show you. All right, so we're going to throw 2, and we're going to get some further information, some further guidance from these oracles. Let's take a look. All right, so priest number 1 and 2. Okay, interesting. So the first one is balance, okay? So you've got a message here of balance from the Priestess of Light, talking about stability and standing firm, right? How do you reach a place of balance? Make sure that you're stable. Make sure that you're standing firm on the decisions that you're making. This is interesting. You know, I feel like since some of you have issues with decision making, maybe potentially one of the reasons is because you make a decision and then you second guess yourself and you go back on it, and then, you know, you're unsure of how to best tackle it, or, you know, if you made the right choice. So in order to reach balance, you must be stable and you must stand firm on what you've decided on, and stick with it. You know, don't second guess yourself. Don't go back on what you've already decided on. You stand firm. And then the second card is an interesting one. It's talking about sensuality. And what we have here is feminine wisdom and passion. It's interesting. So you're being reminded of just who you are, right? So there's a sense of sensuality about you. There's a sense of sexiness. There's a sense of just pure ecstasy. And there's a sense of chaos, but it's good chaos. It's the kind of chaos that creates. It's the kind of chaos that brings about more energy, more passion. And I feel that that is who you are, right? That is who you are. And so you're being reminded of that here with this feminine wisdom and passion. So sometimes it's good to give into your passions, because that births something truly dynamic into the world. All right. So, you know, just to kind of recap and to offer you some more information here, there really is no negative energy surrounding you. You were not brought into this world to be affected by that. You were brought to be successful. You were brought to be victorious, and Spirit is almost looking at this and saying you will have that victory. All right. And you will be protected on a physical level by many of the warriors that I've sent to protect you. All right. And in turn, they will be protected by you and your great mind and your passion and your stability and your just dynamic energy. Okay. So this is a very, very awesome reading. I'm glad I was able to do it for you. Thank you, Seekers, for watching. Just a quick reminder before we leave, I am offering private readings at this time. You will have to go through my Etsy store to place your private reading request. The link is going to be in the description below. Also, leave a comment. If you've left a comment in previous videos, you know that I write back. I want to connect with you, Seekers, as much as I can. The best way is for you to leave a comment and for me to respond. So do that. I want to know what you thought about this reading, if you have any ideas. Also, give this video a like as well, please. I'd appreciate that. And I do have a Patreon community where I do weekly readings. If you Seekers are interested in those weekly readings, you know, what's coming up next, join me on Patreon as well. And you will have a direct link to me. You know, if you want to send me a direct message through Patreon, you can. I respond back. Looking forward to speaking with you, Seekers, through that avenue. Thank you so much for your beautiful energy. And I wish you all a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, answering the question, is there negative energy around you? Is there evil eye at play, jealousy, envy? So let's go ahead and reveal the very first card. We're going to start with 2 oracle cards. Before we do that, actually, I want to remind you, Seekers, that I am offering private readings at this time. You will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is down below. All right, so we're going to start with the energy oracle cards. This is an oracle deck that I hardly use, but we're going to use it in this reading. Let's take a look and see what your card is. Oh, wow. Caring Connections. Caring Connections. And you got the card upright. Interesting. All right. So the second oracle card comes from the Wishcraft oracle deck. Let's go ahead and see what the message there is. You picked the girl blowing bubbles. Let's take a look. All right, we've got bubble power. My wishes flowed easily out into the world. All right, my goodness. Okay, so group number 3, and the funny thing is that all groups, like group 1 and group 2, they've kind of shown the same thing, and I can't help but feel a certain way. I think that definitely when we're talking about evil eye at play, when we're talking about negative energy around us, when we're talking about all these things, it's important to understand that they don't have any power over us. If you are someone who is energetically vibrating high, if you are in some ways filled with joy, if you are some ways a very positive person, it's very difficult for these negative energies to do any kind of harm to you, right? For any kind of evil eye to affect you in any kind of way energetically. So it's like, those people, they're just miserable, right? They can't bring you down. And so what we have here is more of the same, more of the same from the other two groups. What we have is people around you that want what's best for you. All right? So there really is, I think, no one around you that's energetically trying to attack you. I think that potentially you've done a very good job in selecting your friends, selecting the people around you. I think that you are going to be possibly given even more caring connections, which is why you've got that card. And the fact that you've got my wishes flowed easily out into the world, it tells me that you are a powerful manifester. You are someone who is vibrating very highly. You're someone who can manifest things if they put their minds to it. I feel that a lot of the people that pick this group energetically are just on a different level. So these minor things, these negative energies, this evil eye energy, it can't affect you. It can't harm you. You are in a very simple sense too powerful for that. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some tarot. Let's see what the tarot can reveal to us. We're going to use a pretty special tarot deck, the Heaven and Earth Tarot. I don't really use this deck all that often. It's kind of dark and gloomy, but it's perfect for readings just like this, negative energy, shadow work readings. So let's go ahead and shuffle and see if these tarot cards can uncover anything. Let's see. All right, so here we are. What can we uncover? Okay. All right. Okay, interesting. So, what I do see here is that there might be this shadow, right? That might essentially be affecting you. And what that is your inability to keep moving forward. And what I mean by that is that at any point in time, if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you're depleted, if you feel like you can't make a decision, if you feel like this decision is too big to make and it's above you, then you've given your power away. So it's important for you to always be checking in with yourself, because you are a manifester. You are someone that can create. You are someone who is filled with magic. And so in order for you to be able to really fully tap into that, you have to really understand that you can't stop. You can't just essentially allow any kind of negative thoughts to come in or seep in. You can't see things in a negative light. You can't essentially feel like if things are working against you or if things are not going to be okay. So it's almost like the cards are telling you you are the source of either positive or negative energy in your life. And so in order for you to be able to truly manifest greatness, in order for that card up there, bubble power, my wishes flowed easily out into the world, in order for you to attract those caring connections, you have to continue vibrating in this high kind of energy that you are, I think, vibrating at right now currently. And so understand, sometimes whenever there's minor inconveniences, whenever you're feeling depleted, whenever you feel mentally exhausted, This is because of thought patterns that have developed where you maybe potentially hear something negative and you start going over that negative thing in your head over and over again. Don't allow for these things to happen. And so I am also seeing two people here, right? I'm seeing a young woman, right? The Princess of Wands. So this Princess of Wands can definitely be an aspect of you when you are burned out energetically and you have trouble moving forward, but it can also signify a young woman, a young girl in your life that potentially, there is a little envy going on with this person. Potentially they are trying to bring down your joy, and they're kind of hating on you, right? They're kind of hating on you. This person can definitely be someone jealous and envious, and what they're actually doing is they're using their words to bring you down. The only way that you can give your power, the only way that you can go through these minor inconveniences that I'm seeing here, is if you allow for someone to energetically transfer it to you. So if they tell you something, right, they make you self-conscious, like, oh, you're gaining a little weight. You don't know if that's true. You're probably not, right? But they're saying it. They've convinced themselves of this, and now they're telling you to bring you down a notch, to keep you in some place, right? To keep you down, to keep you feeling like there is no joy, like, you're doing something wrong, which is why we've got the sun here, right? So with the sun reverse, what we have is lack of joy, lack of just being able to feel happy and ecstatic, right? The sun illuminates all. And so with the sun, what we have is this energy of ecstasy. And so I feel that you radiate that ecstasy very well. You shine that light beautifully. The only thing that kind of gets in the way of that is whenever your mind starts working in a negative kind of pattern, right? And you start convincing yourself of things that aren't. And I think that there is a source to this. There are potentially people around you, young, envious, jealous people, that tell you things that reveal to you something that could be true or not true, which more than likely it's not true, because we are getting these people as a negative force against you. And you start believing these things. They make you self-conscious about your body. They make you self-conscious about your choices. They remind you of failures, past failures. So there's a very toxic energy here with these people. And so just be very careful, right? Because again, we do have this caring connection here. So in many ways, you are attracting good people into your life. But I think that there might be, one or two people in there that ideally make you feel a certain way. So it's up to you, right? It's up to you to make the decision. Do I allow this to come into my life and come into my space and affect me in a negative way? Do I keep thinking about this, or do I just accept that they're envious, that they're jealous, and they want to in some ways bring me down a notch and take away that joy, that energy, that dynamism, that ability that I have to just feel free and joyous and full? All right. So, you also have the Chariot as an advice card, right? And the Chariot as an advice card tells you to worry about you, worry about your accomplishments, worry about what you're manifesting, worry about the things that you want to bring into this world. I feel that there's a strong energy of success with you, achievements, right? And so the Chariot is the ultimate representer of that achievement. The Chariot doesn't stop. The Chariot moves forward. The Chariot doesn't have time for people and their dumb opinions. The Chariot just continues forward because the Chariot knows that he is successful or she is successful. The Chariot knows that they will be able to manifest greatness and get everything that they want if only they keep moving forward and just pass by these other hateful energies that really don't have what you have potentially and essentially are just wanting to harm you. So just be very wary of people's words. Be very wary of people's intent as well. You do have another person showing up here, the Knight of Swords, and this Knight of Swords is just to ignore these people, right? This is actually your advice card. So you're being told to kind of ignore these people. Don't pay them any kind of respect. Don't pay them any kind of attention. They don't deserve it. Also, it could be talking about your mental state, the fact that you keep on, kind of over, you're playing these negative interactions over and over again. You have here spoiled brats, people that energetically are just, trying to affect you and harm you. Ignore these people. And you know the type. Sometimes there's people that don't get attention, so they throw temper tantrums. They try and attack you viciously with words, and they're doing it because they want a reaction out of you. They're doing it because they're insidious. They're doing it because they're hateful. They're doing it because their life is sad. They're doing it because they just want to get under your skin. And so, these people are the ones that you cut out of your life. The caring connections, the ones that you feel yourself lifted by, whoever you are around and you feel like they're encouraging you and they're assisting you to move forward and you feel a certain way, those are the connections that you need to just allow into your life. So be very careful, right? Because there is an incredible amount of potential around you. There's an incredible amount of ability surrounding you, but I feel like sometimes you get in your own way. Your mind in some ways attacks you, and it's because there's people giving you bad feedback, bad information, making you self-conscious. Do not accept it. Do not allow it. There is jealousy. There is a little envy. But when it comes to actual negative energy affecting you, it can't unless you allow it, unless you entertain it, unless you start thinking it over and over and over again. Are they right? Are they really, have they noticed something that I haven't? More often than not, sometimes we're self-conscious about something and we share it with someone. It's like, listen, I'm a little unsure about myself in this area, right? And so that person listens to that, and then they kind of store it away, and then in some other day they remind you of that. They remind you of your of what you told them that you're fearful of and that you're a bit worried about. And so then you get worried and you get triggered again. And then whenever they see that you're doing well and that you're feeling happy and you're generating this sun energy, then they come back again and they remind you of that thing. And it's almost like they're using it to consistently bring you down a notch, to take you from that beautiful, expansive energy of manifestation that you have, and then bring you down, right? So just be very careful with that. Be very careful who you choose to keep around, because that is kind of what they're doing. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. Let's see what the oracles have to reveal to us. So we're going to use the Sacred Light Oracle by Anna Stark. This is a very powerful deck. It just came out. It's quickly becoming my favorite. We're going to go ahead and use it. Universal Merkaba. Interesting. Okay, so this is a very powerful card, seekers. Okay, so we have here a Universal Merkaba, a sacred purpose. You have the answer, lucid dreaming. And so what this card is telling you is that you were brought to this world to manifest greatness, okay? You were brought here to essentially move us forward consciously, energetically. So I feel that what Spirit is trying to tell you with this message is your purpose is great. You have a sacred purpose, and nothing is going to get in the way of that sacred purpose. So when it comes to negative energies, when it comes to negative influences, they have no power over you. The only thing that can happen is if you yourself start doubting yourself. If you start doubting yourself, you have given up your power. You've given up your swords. You need to reclaim your sword. You need to reclaim your power. The only way you do that is by trusting in yourself, trusting in your ability. And so that's why the second key word here is you have the answer. All right. So the third one, lucid dreaming, is actually kind of interesting. I almost feel like, with lucid dreaming, it's almost like you're able to kind of create the world that you want to create, right? When you're lucid dreaming, you can fly, you can just create buildings, you can teleport, you can do a bunch of things when you're lucid dreaming. And so in a way, you're being reminded of your manifestation power. It's almost like you're being told you have the energy to bring about whatever change and whatever energy into this world that you want. You can manifest that job. You can manifest good fortune. You can manifest that house. You can manifest that trip. You can manifest that travel plan. You can do all of these things. The only thing that's getting in the way of that is how you think of yourself and the world around you. And so in order for you to tap into this beautiful energy here, you must be operating under this energy and this frequency of just higher thinking, higher awareness. And it starts with trusting in yourself, trusting in what you're thinking, trusting in what you know, having a true sense of courage and dynamism, and not taking anyone's negative advice and negative words, right, to heart. Okay, so interesting. All right, let's go ahead and throw another oracle. This oracle is from the Pure Magic Oracle by Andres and Grazia. I don't really use this oracle deck all that much, but it is definitely a very powerful one. So let's see what the message here is. Songbirds. Okay, so you've got here songbirds, hexbreaker, sound healing, final goodbye, release. Wow. So very interesting keywords for a very interesting reading, right? Talking about negative energy, hexbreaker, right? Sound healing, final goodbye, and release. My goodness. So these keywords, let's tackle them one by one, all right? So the first keyword there is hexbreaker. I feel that in some ways right now, some of you are ensnared by the words of someone. You are ensnared by someone who has essentially bit into you and is sucking you dry of your energy. So be very careful with who you have around you right now telling you certain things about yourself that are making you self-conscious. Okay, they're using it to bring you down, to energetically attack you. So in order for you to break that, you might have to give your final goodbyes. You know, you might have to just let go of these people, or you might just have to let go of their words and the energy that they've deposited in you, right? Let it go, write it down, release it, right? You have the power to do this. The fact that the second keyword there is sound healing, potentially there are vibrational sounds that you can utilize to put you in a certain state of mind. Also, listening to certain kind of music can lift you up, can keep you in a high vibrational state. Just make sure, be very careful again with what people are telling you. I think that you have this thing where you want people's feedbacks because it's important to you, and you think that people want to care for you. You think that people want to help you. You think that people really want to give you, advice that's going to assist you and move you forward. But honestly, if it's not obvious to you of what you need to change to actually be successful, if it's not an obvious thing to you, and they're telling you that, hey, there's this that you need to be aware of, and it's not obvious to you, then they're probably just making it up. So ignore it, keep moving forward, and provide your final goodbyes, because that person just wants to bring you down a notch and not see you succeed. All right, so release that. Interesting. All right, so we're going to throw two more oracle cards, and these are going to be from the Priestess of Light. Let me go ahead and grab the deck. All right, so the Priestess of Light oracle. Let's go ahead and shuffle, and we're just going to throw two cards. Okay, so we've got number 1 and number 2. Wow. All right. Interesting. So we've got here the number 31, which is talking about hostilities, conflict, and unrest. Okay. And then we have here the second card, which is talking about healing the heart and the power of self-love. Wow. So interesting two cards. I feel that there's multiple messages here from multiple people. So if you're currently going through conflict, if you're currently going through this energy of unrest because someone or something or a situation has come and affected you in a certain way, make sure that you're analyzing this situation very closely with the messages that you're getting from this reading, right? You might have to step away. You might have to release that energy. You might have to say your final goodbyes. That's the only way that you're going to break this hex. It's funny that we're getting the hex breaker, because it almost feels like some of you have in some ways created this mental blockage. You've brought about this negative energy into your life because you've allowed it in. You've given it access. You've let it stay for far too long. You haven't released it. And so many times what you have to do is you have to cut the head of the snake off. So if you have someone around that triggers you, you have to cut the head of that snake off, and you have to just keep moving, right? Final goodbyes, release them. It might be difficult. There might be some more conflict. There might be some more unrest. And that's what they want to do, right? They want to create more trouble. They want to create more drama. They want to do this because they know that that's the only way that they can drain you of your energy. Energy vampires do exist. They like to drain people of their energy. They like to drain people that are caring and loving and filled with such love for others. They look for people like you so that they can stick their teeth into you and drain you of your energy. So you need to be very careful with these people. They're going to create conflict that doesn't exist. They're going to create scenarios. They're going to start crying. They're going to make it seem like if you're a monster, and they're going to make you doubt yourself. They're going to make you conscious of yourself. They're going to take away your joy. Make sure that you are weary of this, okay, or alert to this, because you have a sacred purpose in this world. You've come to move people forward energetically. There is a beautiful light inside of you that it's very expansive and beautiful. And in many ways, it's an energy that's going to help people energetically. The problem is that there are people out there that can't be helped. There are people out there that are energy predators, and they're looking for that beautiful light, that beautiful energy, that beautiful calming presence, so that they can come in and drain you of it. So be very careful with the energy vampires. You understand you have power to get rid of these people. You don't have to invite them into your space. You don't have to allow for them to be around. They can only take from you what you're willing to give to them. So healing the heart, power of self-love. You have to love yourself. You have to see just how beautiful you are, just how dynamic you are, just how filled with grace and presence you are, right? You are a presence. And so, yeah, you have to start seeing yourself in this light and getting rid of all of any kind of negative energy. Right? Only allow caring energies into your space, and that's it. All right, so that is what I see here, group number 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Also, just quick reminder, I am offering private readings, so if you're interested in one, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is down below. Also, comment down below. I want to hear from you. If you've already commented before, you know I've been writing back. I've been responding. So, you know, it's fun for me. It's something that I like to do, read your comments and respond. I'm pretty sure at some point it's going to be too much where I can't be as quick as I am now, but if you write me a comment now, I will respond. And also give the video a like, seekers, like. That helps the algorithm. Also, if you're interested in weekly readings, these are, you know, weekly pick a card to what's going to happen next week readings. I release one of those every single Saturday on my Patreon. All right, so that is an exclusive Patreon benefit. So join me on Patreon so that you can unlock that benefit. I want to thank you, seekers, for your love. Thank you so much for your support. And I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Bye-bye.